Welcome everybody back to the Figure Kit Garage. Brent Krug back with another out-of-the-box review. The box in front of me is the latest kit added to my collection called Shindy The Adventurer. This kit, it's a two-piece, sculpted by John Dennett, and it's of a certain devil-may-care archaeologist who has an intense fear of snakes and has a preference for wearing brown fedoras, much like that one right there. Although his fedora tends to be a little bit more beaten up than mine. This piece goes all the way back to 1993 when it was first issued by John. And I'm going to go ahead and take Shindy out of the box. Very nicely sculpted kit. And it's one that I was very, very fortunate to get a hold of. But bring the light back over here. And we have Shindy the Adventurer. A very good likeness to a certain Mr. Ford. With that trademark fedora, the leather jacket, and his treasure that he's holding in his left hand is a certain king of rock and roll that is no longer with us. Great addition to a parody of this character. Bag strap, the gas mask bag, the bullwhip. Now this was originally issued without the bullwhip in 1993. In the later 1990s, he resculpted it with the whip and then reissued it. And he had a moderate amount of success with it, and reissued this again in 2016. It was right around the time that he started his company Moon Devil Studio that it went back into production because there was enough demand for it. People got interested in it, and John's had a lot of good success with this kit over the years. This kit was $58.55, plus $8.55 shipping and handling. This is the last kit of the 2016 run. John had put the last three up on Facebook and made it clear that he may not reissue this ever again. So for those of us that were lucky enough to get a hold of this piece, this definitely has a very, very good place in garage kit history. Now this is the base, stone temple style base, little foot pegs, but I'll probably wind up pinning him. Can't even speak today. Pinning him to secure him just to be on the safe side. Beautiful busted rock detail all the way around, little dirt around the edges. John's name on the back, first year of issue, and it says 2017, although it says 2016 on the box. And a wonderful little message on the bottom. January 6, 2022. But overall, this is a wonderful little kit, not a shelf queen in any way, shape, or form. I think he stands right at about... I measured him when I first got him. Just under 6.5 inches tall. So height-wise and size-wise, he's really, really not that much of a space hog. For those of you who don't know John Dennett, John has been around as far as the sculpting aspect since 1982, which is when he first started in the hobby industry sculpting original creatures as miniatures in role-playing games. He's also sculpted for the gift, collectible, and toy markets as well, and this year marks his 40th year as a commercial sculptor. So his longevity, not just in this hobby, but as a sculptor overall for just about every market out there, shows that his capability as a sculptor is well, his reputation is well earned and well deserved. The garage kits that he has sculpted, there are a lot of them out there. Some of them are incredibly rare, and the list that I have of the ones that he is very well known for, these are some of the rarest out there. He sculpted Darkness from the film Legend in 1990 for the company Classic Plastic. That is a kit that is incredibly hard to get a hold of. I was able to get one off of eBay, which wound up being a birthday present for Virginia last year. She had been searching for that kit for the longest time, had a hell of a time finding one. I got lucky at the right time. But like I said, that is an incredibly hard kit to find. In 1990, he did Werewolf of London for Resin from the Grave. And he also did 3 kits for Geometric Designs, which this was when George Stevenson was getting Geometric Designs off the ground. He did The Fiend Without a Face in 1990, the first ever kit of the graboids from the film Tremors in 1992, and the title creature from the film The Unnameable in 1993. In 1995, he was hired by Revell Model Kit Company to do 2 figures in vinyl, and this is when Revell decided they were going to try their hand at producing vinyl kits from the film Batman Forever. And he did the Chris O'Donnell Robin, which was a damn good likeness to the character. I have had that one in the past. I am looking for a replacement to go along with my Sonar Suit Val Kilmer Batman, which he also sculpted. And the Sonar Suit and the likeness to Val Kilmer by John is incredible. Beautifully done. Nice dynamic pose getting ready to throw the Batarang. I know there was a Jim Carrey Riddler that was done, but I do not believe that was done by John. I'm not exactly sure who that was done by. Currently, John is doing a series of 1/5 scale busts that are tributes to all the influences of his youth. And he was influenced by, everything from, in pop culture, from TVs to movies, comic books, cartoons, Aurora, Revell, Hawk, and Lindbergh model kits, and what sculptor or artist out there is not somehow influenced in any way by famous monsters of Filmland magazine. The kits, the busts that he has are kind of a who's who out of pop culture. He has characters from The Outer Limits, as well as Sam Spade from The Maltese Falcon, which is a damn good likeness to Humphrey Bogart, Vampirella, the Shock Monster, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, Dorothy, the Wizard, the Wicked Witch of the West, and the Flying Monkey from The Wizard of Oz. He's done Bob Cratchit, Jacob Marley, Ebenezer Scrooge, and just recently released a Tiny Tim from the 1931 black and white film A Christmas Carol. He's done The Reptile, the Chris Lee Dracula and Mummy, as well as the Oliver Reed Curse of the Werewolf from the Hammer Studios. And he is continuing that line of busts. They've sold really well for him. A lot of people love what he's releasing in that format. So, all in all, John Dennett has definitely established himself as one of the best sculptors in and for this hobby. And can't thank him enough for everything he's done over the years with all the characters that he's put out there for various companies as well as for his own. John definitely has a place among the greats, so to speak. Definitely want to thank John for making this, very last piece of this run available. It'll definitely be done the right way. So that is it for this review of Shindy The Adventurer. I'm going to be right back with a very quick review of a wonderful little item that was sent to me by Jason Walker of Model Club TV. It is something that I wish I had when I first started airbrushing. I think you guys will be interested in checking it out and maybe even getting one yourselves. So stay tuned. All right, we are back, and as you see on my workbench in front of you, this little red plastic thingy is not just a thingy at all. This was shown on Model Club TV episode 37 by Jason Walker, and he was kind enough to print a couple of these up for me, one for myself, one for Virginia. But this is a handle that slides onto any airbrush, and it's done, I believe this is a PLA plastic, not FDM. But when he showed this, I got really interested and messaged him and asked him if he would print a couple up for us. And I've given it a try. I'll show you exactly how this thing fits on if you didn't see it very well in the Model Club TV video. Slides on just like that. Now with my HPC Plus, it's a little bit on the loose side. So Jason was kind enough to send a couple of small pieces of black foam, sit underneath that just like so. I'm going to slide that in. Gives it way more purchase, and it doesn't fall out. I did use this last week. I've been working on the Mando and Grogu bust from Blackheart Models, and I decided to give it a shot because I was going to paint the inside of the little one's ears. And even though I'm using that handle, and your hand's going to sit in it just like so, it doesn't allow your hands to cramp up if you have to get too close like you normally do. This actually keeps your hand a good distance back. Very comfortable. And if you can hear that, nice fine trigger control. It allowed me to paint the little one's inside ears. So I want to say a very big thank you to Jason for doing this. This is something that, God, I wish I'd have had a handle like that, oh Lord, way back in 2003 when I first started airbrushing. It would have made a world of difference. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by comfort and allowing for great trigger control. A little piece of foam core on the desk I'm going to use. I'm going to use this golden high flow acrylics raw umber to demonstrate it, because a lot of times when I'm scrunched up right up on the trigger, I'll kind of get that little jump start where I hit the trigger too hard. This actually allows me to relax and not have that happen. So this is a great way. Oops, sorry about the camera bump. I'm going to raise this up a little bit. Still allows me to have very fine control. Maybe a little bit too watered down. Sometimes these golden paints don't always thin down the right way. Double check my mixture. Maybe I had a little bit too much reducer. There we go. Please forgive my lettering. And sorry about the compressor. Yeah, I'll never be an airbrush letterer, that much is for certain. Not the best lettering in the world, unfortunately. Like I said, I'll never be able to do that freehand. But you see that it allows me definite trigger control. Get the paint mixture correct. But my hand isn't cramping up, my hand doesn't hurt. Nice, relaxed grip. Something you definitely want when you're airbrushing. And it doesn't get in the way or cause problems. Just nice, smooth trigger control. Let me see if I can... Normally I airbrush a lot. Normally I airbrush a lot better than this, but for some reason I'm just not able to get letters correct. But you have the idea. I'm going to leave the modelclubtv@gmail.com contact down in the comments below. Excuse me. Contact Jason if you're interested in one of these. And let him know you saw it and that you'd be wanting to get one. It will fit Virginia's HPCS Iwata as well as my HPCR Iwata, and it will fit the one Badger that I do have. For the Badger, I did have to use the foam. For the HPCS and the HPCR, it snapped on perfectly. It didn't slip. It didn't fall out. But likewise, with the HPC Plus, you do have to use the foam underneath. So, for that little review, this is definitely something that, if you guys are interested, you know, contact Jason and see what he can do. I definitely appreciate it for him doing this and sending it out. Clean up my airbrush here. This is something, like I said, I wish I had this thing many years ago. Yeah, Golden's acrylics really don't flow that well. But apart from that, one little review, that is it for this episode of the Figure Kit Garage. I want to say thank you to all who have subscribed recently. I definitely appreciate it from every single one of you. I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy as much as you possibly can. Watch out for yourselves and each other. Take care of your families. Once again, thank you very much, all of you. I do appreciate it. That is it for this episode of the Figure Kit Garage. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Thanks again, Jason. Build a kit.